Welcome to the Globali. You are with me, Mousumi. In recent months, Indian students and parents have been rocked by a wave of visa cancellations, paused interviews, and even deportations from the US. We all know about this. And along with a growing UK job crunch, we are not unaware of this issue, casting a harsh spotlight on the foreign degree dream. What once symbolized aspiration and promise now appears fraught with uncertainty and risk. Are we witnessing a genuine quest for global knowledge or a validation-driven race for branded credentials? With crisis unfolding abroad and evolving policies at home, it's time to ask, should India reimagine its own higher education narrative, prioritizing substance over shine? So today we explore what fuels this obsession, where it leads, and whether a new education story can emerge in India. And we are very fortunate enough today that we have eminent personalities with us. Thank you so much for joining. I would first love to introduce Dr. Aarti Chopra. Dr. Aarti Chopra is a seasoned academician with over 19 years of teaching and administrative experience in higher education. She is an admired teacher and an efficient administrator. Her list of achievement is endless because she is the national gold medalist in the public relation program, author of several books, and I also know two of her books are coming very soon. So she is again a very voracious reader and a writer. Dr. Chopra is also SHRM certified corporate trainer and post trainer and have trained over 10,000 industry professionals at various industries and organizations. Welcome, Dr. Aarti Chopra. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me here.
We have again with us a very prominent personality, Dr. Muralidhar Panchagnula. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correct, sir. He is an alumnus of Indian School of Business. He is a social scientist, ethicist at Ethics Committee of Asian Institute of Nephrology and Urology, Hyderabad. He is an advisory consultant on board for Sri Nijalingappa Medical College and Research Institute, Karnataka, advisory diagnostic consultant for rare genetic disorders like LSDs and IEMs. He is the Senior Advisory Consultant, Healthcare Management and Medical Diagnostic Private Limited, Hyderabad. He is also a guest faculty to many, small micro enterprises, Hyderabad. He is also the advisory consultant to many, actually. So again, his achievement is endless. He is into healthcare management, recruitment training, project management, and marketing consultant. Welcome, sir. I heartily welcome to the Globali.
Thanks
Next,
to you.
We have a very young, prominent personality. No doubt his books are bestsellers, but he actually is a tech and a social entrepreneur with 18 years of global corporate experience. I hope, sir, you are sitting and attending this program from Dubai. I hope I'm right. So he is BSTA USA certified trainer and teacher with Diamond certification. He has worked with Fortune 500 companies and clients. He is the winner of SDG Goalkeeper by United Nations and Government of Uttarakhand, India. He has also been shortlisted for nomination to Forbes Asia 30 Under 30. But because of the this age criteria applied, he is featured as Power Icon 2023 by India Today Group. Again, his list is endless because he is again one of the 10 best tech entrepreneur of startup 2020. He also comes under in the top 100 inspiring men of India 2023. And yes, I would love to mention this because he is the founder and owner of Sanskriti, that is 100 free libraries across India for underprivileged children, impacting 50,000 children. So he is also a published author of 3 books and 2 Amazon bestsellers. So he's a long distance runner too. And again, the list is endless. We have really amazing personalities with us. But today, our concern is something different about our students, about the Indian students, about the Indian students' parents and their children, and our students' obsession of going out and, getting the decorated degrees. It is an obsession or it is a quest for more knowledge. We'll discuss. So I will start with Dr. Aarti Chopra, and we will, everybody will put forth your views on this. Is the pursuit of foreign degrees today to Indians more about education or prestige? With rising cases of US visa cancellations and deportations, how much of this trend reflects genuine academic aspirations versus social or familial validation? Dr. Aarti Chopra, what do you have to say here?
So, once again, I'm really privileged and honored to be here at the Global Eye, and really thankful to Mousumikalitasachdeva ma'am for having me here. And ma'am, I would like to tell you that this is such a thought-provoking and such a timely discussion which you have come up with. And for this question that whether the pursuit of foreign degrees is more for education or more for prestige, or I would say more for validation, because for many Indian families, foreign education has become the synonymous with prestige or validation. So it is, I feel, sometimes, like most of the times rather, less about academic transformation and more about social validation, because we are living in a world which runs on social media. So when we go to society, when we go for some weddings, when we post something on social media, it is more about the validation from the society. I am from Oxford is more validating, it feels to be more validating, rather than saying I am from Rajasthan University or maybe some Indian university. So I feel a degree from the Western countries is a kind of, it has become a kind of passport for the symbol of success in Indian families whenever there are some weddings or some gatherings. So while some are genuinely pursuing this kind of foreign degrees for global research, maybe for cutting edge research, or maybe for very good exposure, but many of the students are driven by either peer pressure or undue aspirations, which are not real, surreal aspirations, I must say. And the emotional weight carried by they carry the emotional weight in the suitcase. No, not just they carry their clothes, but they carry the aspirational or the social weight along with them. So the harsh reality is, as you absolutely rightly said, Mosmi ma'am, that there are visa restrictions, there are uncertainties, there are rising deportation cases. We can see some of the cases in Australia, particularly, when a lot of exploitation with the foreign students have taken place. So the question, the answer of your question is again a question that are we chasing learning or we are just chasing the labels? So this is something to ponder upon, because I feel that people are chasing labels rather than chasing real education today.
So, Dr. Muralidhar, you have been into like medical institutions, you have been meeting students perhaps. So, what do you have to say in this? This is for Dr. Muralidhar. So, what do you think, sir? Because in the medical field also, is this just for familial validation, or, actually genuinely, like, all the students, they want to go out for knowledge?
Just for information, Ms. Mosmi and others, I am not only a healthcare professional, I am a combo of marketing, management, and into project management with Six Sigma also. Now, having conglomerated and converging all these experiences, what I could understand, and Dr. Aarti was hitting the nail on the head, literally. See, it is not just for the sake of a fancy degree or fancy educational qualification to have a tag, especially when she was uttering that when during the social gatherings, telling someone that I am from Oxford, I am from Cambridge, probably that would have added some value upon to that. But are we not undermining our own institutions? First, if we dwell upon what are the reasons which have driven the Indian parents or students towards this fanatism of abroad education, if we just dwell upon, if you divide it into three aspects: systemic reasons, and if you look at societal reasons and familial reasons. Systemic reasons, definitely we need to correct. There are few systems which need to be corrected in educational system as well as in career progressions also in India. For example, in education system, in academics, those reservations which were brought for some other reason before independence, after independence, after the political advancement is going on, probably governments and we need to rethink about extending these reservations. Up to education is fine, understood, but beyond education, even in the employment scenario also, now the day has come, people are insisting in corporate world, in private world also, to bring about these reservations. Probably that could be one of the reasons why, having realized that they are not recognized in India, probably people are looking outside, either for education or for career progression. The second reason, if you look at the familial reason, in families, there is a lot of unnecessary comparison that is happening in parents, within parents, and within the neighborhoods, and within the peers. This unnecessary comparison, you cannot expect the same type of intellectual property for everybody. God has given the same 800 grams brain to everybody. How best we are seasoning it, how best we are sharpening it is what it means. And you cannot expect the same IP for every kid, every student, or every employee. So these unnecessary comparisons are also leading that their son is in abroad, their son is studying somewhere, their son is employed. Why about your son? Your son is also capable and intellect. He is an intellect. Definitely he will shine. See, these type of things now will push the kids also to looking towards and going outside. After going there, how much sufferings they are having, one need to understand. Then if you come to societal, in societal aspect also, people need to have a civic sense and common sense instead of criticizing the people, other people, like he has not gone anywhere abroad. Why that fanatism? Probably these things need to be reworked and rethought about it in all these three aspects of systemic, societal, familial. I think I
Thank you
look at
so
that.
much, Dr.
Thank you.
Muralidhar, for enlightening us. We have a very young, tech, and he's also working out. He has been working in so many countries, actually. So, Dr. Joginder Rohilal, what do you have to say here? Because you must have met many Indian students, many Indian, working outside. What is your view on this?
Yeah. First of all, thank you, Mosmi, for the introduction and having me here. And definitely, Dr. Aarti and Dr. Muralidhar, they are up to the point. But based on my experience working across the world and seeing life in different countries, I have something to add on. Definitely, when we have societal validations and seekers of knowledge. So our country, since ancient time, we are the kind of, the foundation and the base of the whole world's knowledge, right? But as the society and the world evolves, there is definitely some percentage, very, very few and countable, who are seekers of knowledge and going out into the world for knowledge. Okay, then followed by definitely the societal and the family validations. But let me put a question: what about that education? Right? So what happens after that education? How many people, how many students going abroad to US and UK or European universities come back home? The number is very few. Okay, so the thing is, what do they get after that education? So definitely, seekers of knowledge, validation of society and family, but the opportunities, the growth which comes after that, the standard of life which is coming. If we see in US or across the world, who are heading the biggest companies? Most of the places we Indians are there. But how about those opportunities sitting back at home? Definitely, I'm not undermining our country, but people who are into IIT and IIMs, that's also a part of brain drain. So there is something which is the base of all that, which people sitting back at home, they are not even aware, but eventually they are looking for that. They are looking for better opportunities, better system, better growth, and better standard of life. That's why there is a very countable people who go back home and do. So in my opinion, it's definitely something of validation, something of seeking knowledge, but a lot more about having a life after that education, which is the kind of thinking about the future life which anybody would like to have in future after that education. Yeah.
If I just want to interfere, recently we had a survey in the UK. One of my colleagues, he was there, and he found a girl working in a pizza center, and she was cleaning. She got very good ranks. She's a university pass out. And someone asked her, like, why, like, are you working here? She said, there is no job. I can't go back to India because my parents have taken huge loans. And now, because of that, and I would tell you, they recently in one of the hotels or restaurant, there was a huge line of Indian students, and the
Yes.
job profile was just a cleaner in the restaurant. And
Yes.
all the university students and all the first class students were standing there, and when they were interviewed, they said that there are no jobs. And in fact, I had a talk with one of such candidate and or person, I can say. He said it's very difficult. I'm staying in one small room where perhaps two people cannot enter, but we are three people staying in one room. Can you imagine? After scoring so high, after studying here in America, my parents have taken huge loans. What do you have to say in this case?
See, definitely, I have seen such post, Mosmi, and this one which you are mentioning, that was also of Canada, right? The whole long queue and everything. Now, see, definitely there are cases, but tell me, how many IITians are jobless? How many people from IIM are jobless? How many Harvard graduates are jobless? On top of that, in our country, if you see the situation of India itself, how many people are employable after graduation? The statistics are 42%. I've been an entrepreneur. I interview people, okay? And out of 100, there are hardly 10 employable. I know the situation. So see, every country has pros and cons, right? So if we are going to premier institution in our country, the situation is perfectly all right, right? So the same situation, the way people are aspiring more about abroad, okay, this mushrooming of all kind of institution abroad came up, right? So people are not thinking, for example, I'm going to Canada, but what kind of university I'm going, right?
Here's the catch, actually. Here's the catch. So obsession with foreign education, where are you studying? So I will we'll move to Dr. Aarti Chopra, because I'm again pulling Rohila's words. Why, if not Harvard, then what? As access to top tier institutions becomes more exclusive, what alternatives, prestigious but less infamous, are students considering? Are families equally convinced by rankings beyond the usual US-UK benchmarks?
So, Mosmi ma'am, this question is very, very relevant, especially after Joginder sir's talk, because Joginder sir is absolutely correct in telling that the problem with Indian system is we are not able to, this is not with Indian system, I will correct myself. The problem with most of the institutions, either in India or globally, we are not able to produce the candidates who are employable. So what the problem is in spite of targeting the best institutions in India, we are just running, students are just running for any degree in foreign universities, any. So that means if you are getting into good universities in foreign with some scholarships or with some assistance, that is not bad. That will be a kind of brain circulation, I would say, that they will get back, they will come back with some new knowledge, with some innovation. But sir, Joginder sir is absolutely right that we are somehow not being able to make our people employable. So now we are coming back to your question that if not Harvard, then what? So then this particular statement, if not Harvard, then what, is very reflective statement, because this statement itself tells the crisis of confidence in Indian brands, in Indian universities. So while Indian universities are also doing really well these days, like if to name a few, IISc or IITs or IIMs, or if we talk about private sector, then we have OP Jindal or Ashoka universities, or some of the universities, they are actually producing world-class research and liberal education. And they are still struggling to come into the mainstream. So the families often bypass the homegrown gems, because ghar ki murgi dal barabar kinds. Okay, there are some homegrown grown gems, but they are lesser known in international, so they will go for lesser known international institutions rather than going for some very good institutions in India. So this is not about the educational quality, but I think this is about the brand hierarchy shaped by the colonial hangover, I must say. We have this colonial hangover in our mind. So I think, and one more Instagram appeal is also there. So now what is the time? Now the time is to rewrite our narratives, and we must focus on the purpose-driven education rather than the education which is driven by whether in India or in Western countries. So I think if not Harvard, we must try to grow our own institutions, grow our own Indian institutions into innovative and research-led institutions. And of course, some of the institutions are doing well here. And it is the time that after NEP, we learn the message, we get the message, and we try to develop our own institutions into research-based institutions and innovation-based institutions.
Thank you so much for enlightening Dr. Aarti Chopra. Now coming to Dr. Muralidhar, you have heard, Mr. Rohila, you have heard Dr. Aarti Chopra. What do you have to say in this scenario?
See, I heard Dr. Joginder, Dr. Aarti, very good. But here, I would like to put forth 2-3 other points. The first point is, as Dr. Aarti was telling that Indian institutions are no way inferior or lesser. The only lacuna or the gap here is people are not portraying these institutions. For example, IIM Mumbai, IIM Delhi, and IISc Bangalore. If you see the ratings vis-a-vis last year and last few years ratings, globally, if you look at IIM Mumbai was there somewhere in 118 rank now today. It was there in 124th rank last year. In the same way, IISc Bangalore, if you look at, it was there in 2025, 211th rank, IISc Bangalore. So the problem here is IIMs, IIScs, IITs are equally, or even sometimes when you compare Hilla universities abroad, the moment you say abroad, people are not looking at which university, what it is. They are simply growing. The abroad fanatism is making them so mad, they have to just leave in a flight to some other country and get educated there. But they are missing the point that our own resources are there. We are literally either undermining our resources. And second important thing, institutions also need to think and revalidate their own educational standards. How many people, how many teachers, to be frank, see, Ajnana Timirandhasya Gnananjana Selakaya Chakshurinmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The person who is in a darkness without having knowledge, this guru will apply the kajal of that enlightenment to the student and bring that knowledge. How many teachers are updating their knowledge? See, teacher is like a continuously filling beaker. When the student siphon mechanism, how many of you know siphon mechanism in physics? The moment in the low gradient, if the knowledge is percolated to the student, one fine day beaker will become empty. It should be a continuously filling beaker. A teaching profession should be a continuously filling beaker. If once the students start acquiring the knowledge, beaker slowly becomes empty. He should get continuously updated. Nowadays, the activities in teaching side, unfortunately, it is not all. I am not generalizing. Exceptions are there. But in general, if you look at mistaking activity just for achievement, MAFA, and some people are doing mafia also, mistaking activity for intensive achievement. This is also happening. They are trying to give a show off to the management. They are teaching a lot. But unfortunately, people are just disseminating the knowledge, how much it has gone inside the brains, the small brains. Because nowadays, the youth is highly diversified. They are having a lot of diversifications. This teaching profession is such a noble profession. They should bring about their concentration back in the class and they should teach. This sort of intellectual dissemination should happen. When all these things are not happening, when all value attribution is not given to the educational standards, people definitely look outside only. And if not Harvard, there are so many alternatives. Incidentally, so a lot of Indian institutions are having dual degrees studying within India only. They can have a degree of London. UK university, they can have a degree of some other university. So IIM Kozhikode, I myself have joined many people in IIM Kozhikode, where they have got an alliance. They have got an alliance with UK university in business schools. Lot of universities are there. Not I would like to just reframe that statement. If not Harvard, why only Harvard? Why only Harvard? That is my yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, Mr. Rohila. So you studied in India. Now you're working abroad. You have moved to each and every corner of the world. Most like as far as I know about you, and you are a successful entrepreneur today. But being an Indian, all right, should the question is to you: should India shift its narrative on decorated degrees? With the NEP 2020, I hope we know, aiming to strengthen domestic education via HECL and FHEI norms, how do we build confidence in Indian institutions at par with global expectations? Mainly the question is like, should we like shift the narrative on decorative degrees, and how should we build confidence in Indian institutions at par with global expectations? All the students, all the parents, Indian students, they have certain expectations, as you said, the expectations of a better living standard or whatever. So how do we build this confidence in Indian institutions, Mr. Rohila?
Okay, so see, when I'm living and working abroad for all these years, a question came to me a couple of times. Are you from IIT? Okay, and I'm not from an IIT. So the thing is, somewhere the narrative is already set. So if we say that we are not world class, I believe that we are world class already. Okay, when we are going anywhere, and the professionals, like I was saying, from Google to Microsoft. So who are heading these organizations? These are people who have been a part of our education system one or the other way. So that is there, but definitely there is a good scope of improvement as well. Like we said, like in the previous question, if not Harvard, then what? I think the whole world is open for the deserving candidates, starting from our own country, right? So there is no lack of world level organization or institutions in our country. Having said that, definitely there is a good scope of improvement in many ways. See, when it comes to institutions which are building up on skills, innovation, entrepreneurship, and emotional intelligence, so things like that. So they should not be just focused on the job ready individuals, but are they life ready individuals? How much they can contribute to the society, to the world, in taking the whole humanity forward, right? So the focus should be shifted a bit, and along with that, again, like Dr. Muralidhar said, that teachers, who are the people who are becoming teachers? In my opinion, they are the foundation of the society and the institution, and everything which is happening in a country or society. So so the opportunities are limitless for the deserving person. And having said that, the NEP and everything which is coming up, definitely I'm sure we will see the results in the coming time. But yes, the lot of focus should be on the growth of individual who can contribute to the society and the organization forward, not just the cram based learning, but the focus should be more on creativity. Like I said, creativity, emotional intelligence, innovation, and that should be the base. Okay, and on that the institutions should be built and taken forward.
Right. Thank you so much again for your enlightening words. Dr. Aarti Chopra, you are an experienced academician, and you are also a post trainer. You have met so many students, you have taught, and you are also, I keep on watching you train professionals. But like many may have got this, might have this expectation of moving abroad, earning huge. So is relocating abroad a necessity or risk today? Because now we can see the deportation, we can see visa cancellation, and how we are being treated outside. If you see geopolitics, it is not an unknown factor how Asian students, what Indian students are facing now. So is relocating abroad a necessity or risk today, considering intensified visa scrutiny, paused interviews? Yes, many interviews have been paused, and fluctuating job markets in the US and UK. So does studying abroad remain a viable career path, or is it a gamble? To you, Dr. Aarti Chopra.
Yes.
Thank you, Mosmi ma'am, for this question. And you're absolutely right. I get to meet number of people. And the best part of being a teacher is you remain connected to your students for a long period of time. When your students go abroad, they settle down. Maybe some of them come back. Very few of them come back, because once you are there in US or UK for for a long period of time, maybe for 4 years degree, maybe 2 years degree, very few of them come back. Most of them settle down there. Then I get to meet them, then I get to talk to them. And of course, your question is very, very valid, whether it is an opportunity or a risk or a gamble. So what I wish to say here is, of course, studying abroad is both an opportunity also and a gamble also. That actually depends on variety of factors. Because see, if average US degree, if we say, it cost around 1.5 to 2 crores, an average degree. If it is a 4 years degree, it may even cost more. If we are going for Ivy Leagues, it may even cost more. So it is like, of course, students are taking massive loans, because earning in INR and then spending in USD seems not a good idea. Because if we think of, I'm earning in INR and I have to spend in USD, that is of course not a good idea, and of course that is not a feasible idea. Because doesn't matter how much I earn in INR, I will not be able to have the paying capacity or the spending capacity if I have to stay in US and have to spend in dollars. So of course students and the parents are going for massive loans, and they're risking their family assets. I have seen parents who are, risking their pensions, their old age amount, which they have kept for their old age, and they feel that, oh, once we spend this money on our child's education, our child will be able to earn very good amount, and he will secure our old age. But most of the times it does not happen, because you rightly said, Mosmi ma'am, that we find many of the students working there as cleaning staff in the restaurants, or maybe driving some taxis, and they're facing some kind of exploitations. There is so much of job crunch in Canada, as Joginder sir rightly said. So definitely it is a gamble. But I say it can be an opportunity also, when this investment is backed by good scholarships for research oriented courses. And of course, some courses which are in high demand. There are certain courses which we can foresight, we can see that they are going to remain with us for next 15-20 years, like AI or biomedical sciences or something. And also student has a clear career plan. It is not like student is going abroad just to go abroad. If a student has a career plan, if he is getting scholarship, and if he is enrolling himself in a degree which is in high demand, it can be transformational also. It can be an opportunity also. But when the students land in this kind of visa caps and these kind of limbos, then definitely it can be an emotional and financial toll for parents also. So what I mean to say here is that before enrolling your child or yourself for a degree in US or UK, you have to go with a purpose and planning. Because it is not that blindly you're going somewhere just because I need to go out of India, I just need to go towards West and I enroll in any university. So it should not be like this, because it may lead in exploitation, underemployment, or maybe sometimes depression also. So I think it can be both opportunity and gamble, but a proper purpose and planning is required before enrolling. And otherwise, India also has a lot of good institutions that can provide you a clear career plan with good degrees which are in demand.
Right, you rightly said, ma'am. Dr. Muralidhar, what is your view on this? Is relocating abroad a necessity or a risk today? Like somehow or the other, do you feel that many students are gambling? It becomes a gamble for them in the expectations of earning better and living a good better standard of life abroad.
It's actually a camouflaged opportunity and glorified gamble. I'll tell you why. Because as long as we consider US dollar is the supreme power for us, we will be like this only. It's not that. Basically, whatever the number of dollars which they are earning per month, for example, $3,000 or $4,000 per month, it is as equal as 1 rupee INR, my dear friends. I strongly feel, because it's not that I have not gone to abroad. I have gone 7-8 times to abroad. I have seen all those things. During my education, I have done my research in Alabama University, America. That's fine. All those things are fine, because whatever we spend there in dollars, US dollars, they are nothing but as equal as INR in Indian rupee only. If they say $20, I am purchasing there some item, 20 rupees will be in India, as equal as that. As long as we see and interpret $1 is 85 rupees, that disparity, we will be like this only. That parents as well as the students, we need to just change this sort of fanatism and this camouflage. That's why I said it's a camouflaged opportunity, and it's a glorified gamble. And second important thing, we need to understand one thing. If you see the gross domestic product and per capita income, because this is very relevant, I feel, because gross domestic product, if you look at from Indian scenario, from 2015 to 2025, there is an enormous increase in gross domestic product. If you see the global rankings in gross domestic product, India is going to touch 4th or 5th position in the country. First being US, next will be China, the third will be Germany, fourth Japan and India are competing for GDP. Unfortunately, the per capita income is based on the earning per person here, but that is getting stunted because GDP, ideally speaking, should be directly proportional to per capita income. If you see China, GDP versus per capita income, China is now occupying second place in GDP. In the same way, per capita income, if you see, it is in the 69th place, whereas India 4th or 5th position in GDP, whereas per capita income is 135th place. The simple reason is population 140 crores to 150 crores. The GDP, though it is growing, but the population are becoming lethargic. I am sorry to say and utter this statement. Governments are the elections. In the election scenario, people are announcing schemes. People are making the public lethargic and lazy. Because of this, the earning capability of the person is sitting in the house and earning so much money because of these schemes. Unfortunately, this Indian system need to change. Once this change, people will be on hot plate. As long as you are on a comfortable zone, you will not be having an innovation. Being an entrepreneur, Mr. Jogin need to correct me if I am wrong. See, entrepreneurial tinge. I am an entrepreneurial mentor. That's the reason I say, if you, as long as you are in a comfort zone, you will not have any innovation, creativity, nothing. The moment you are thrown into hot plate, if from pan to oven, it is called, no. As long as you are there in a comfort zone, at least you should be there on a pan, if not on a furnace. From a pan to furnace, if the person goes, creativity will be definitely eliciting. Because entrepreneurial teams also, in India, we are comfortably poised or habituated to blame somebody for our pitfalls. Parents will blame, students will blame. We don't have proper jobs, they will blame government. How long you keep on blaming somebody? What is that you are doing? What is the resource management in and around you? How much you are using the resources? I think this answers many of the questions going to abroad.
So, like Mr. Rohila, you have built your enterprise in a foreign country. You have worked a lot. You must have faced challenges too. But today's generation, what do you say? Like, is again relocating abroad a necessity or risk today? Are somehow you feel some students are actually gambling the money?
See, the problems which we were discussing, like, see, there are two aspects again. So we are majorly focused on US and UK when the whole world is open. I think, Dr. Muralidhar, we all agree there are wonderful universities in almost European countries. You see, Germany has great education system, Finland, France. So even universities and opportunities are across the world. The problem comes where there is a hurt. Right. And when there is a demand is less and there is a huge supply. See the problem in Canada. Why does it happen? Definitely there are exceptions. I'm not saying that it's a problem everywhere, but when we see the countries like Australia, Canada, like lots of people, like inflow is huge. right? And the definitely the jobs might be less as compared to that. So whenever there is a herd without way too much of quality, and it's a lot more of quantity, then problem will be there where in any country it is there on planet Earth. See our country's situation. See, education system. I am an engineering graduate. When I graduated in 2006, number of engineering colleges at that point of time versus today, that's exponential increase. Then see the quality and quantity difference. And when it comes to going abroad as a necessity or risk, in my opinion today, that's a power of choice, right? The whole world is open because of you say social media, internet. It's just the whole world is one entity. Whenever you are moving to another country, you should definitely look for better opportunities, better guidance. And people are not only moving just for education, right? People are moving for better growth opportunities. People are moving for better career. People are moving better for standard of life. People are moving for maybe freelancers moving across the world, just working and traveling. So there are various reasons for that. So all the opportunities or anything moving abroad or moving one place to another place, it may be somebody in tier 2 cities in India is moving to Bangalore, right? It's a similar to somebody from India moving to UK or US, or maybe I have seen even students in South American countries where the language is different. Indian students are studying there. So there are various reasons, and it should be very well evaluated before taking a step forward. So it's all a matter of choice, which should be taken care of very carefully, seeking all the opportunities. Now imagine a scenario in Canada versus maybe let's take I lived in Chile at one point of time, and there are very good universities there as well. Somebody and see the Canada, like thousands of students are going from across the world, versus this kind of country wherein few students are there, and definitely they will get the opportunity very well. So in my opinion, it's a matter of choice which should be evaluated very well before taking any risk.
Yes, this is the point here. It should be evaluated, because today's scenario, when we are facing deportation, when our visas are cancelled, when our students, interviews are being paused, and we are not welcomed in the USA or few countries, we need to think twice, because when those students come back after taking huge loans, that's a setback for the parents, that's a setback for the students, and that's a setback for the society to think what next. Now,
here I would like to, Ms. Mosmi, am I be permitted?
Yes, why not, sir?
See, here what will happen now, if you look at the people who are green card holders and nurturing their kids in America as of today, or in UK, wherever they are, if you see, especially in US, the people, they have a free education first to 10th standard. Beyond 10th, they don't have a free education. Do you know the ironical aspect of this? Many of the parents I have seen, they will nurture their kids up to 10th there, then intermediate and degree they will bring to India, they will nurture in India. Why is it so happening? Please correct me if I am wrong. Yes. Not only for the sake of fees, their fees is very costly. Not only that, I have listened many parents, they say the standards beyond 10th, between intermediate or +2 and degree are very poor in US. That's what I have been given to understand, and I have seen many people. This is one aspect of it. And all four of you, I am sure you people will be definitely, I am not compelling you. You people will definitely agree with me. In India, the nurturing or the brought up will have a lot of emotions and sentiments.
Yes, indeed.
The culture, how much culture is coming inside. Though they have studied a lot in US or UK, the moment they come here, I'm very sorry to say, they don't have respect for elders. They don't have, I don't know whether, see, it doesn't mean that we are treated equally with elders. After attaining an age, definitely they have to be treated equal to us. That doesn't mean that it will go to the level of disrespecting us. These things, no? I am not orthodox. I'm not orthodox in that. Yeah.
The culture, yes, definitely. Our culture is rich, and yes, the people who are brought up, in a cultural environment, be it India, be it abroad, they would definitely never forget their culture. But Dr. Aarti Chopra, being an academician, one question to you: are Indian higher education reforms enough? Do you think the reforms that have been suggested or are on progress through NEP 2020 or 20, and there are so many, branch campuses, autonomy, research funding. There are so many other things, developing in India. So do you think, these reforms are enough? What more do we want?
So, Mosmi ma'am, you're absolutely right that these, we have got recent reforms. And I being an educationist, I being in higher education for so many years, I feel NEP 2020 is a welcome step. No doubt, because there are certain things which are very good in NEP 2020, and I'm sure they are going to build a very good future for India. Specifically, if I talk about NEP 2020, I love the part which says that there is free exit and entry for the students, because earlier what was happening, I am in education for the past 19 years, I was seeing that there are certain family circumstances for which students need to leave education in between. There was one of my students who did first year, and after that his mother got cancer and he had to be there with her all the time. He left the studies, and afterwards, suppose after 5 years he came back to study, he had to again start with day one. That is, he had to enroll in the first year only. But of course, after NEP, this is a very good thing that we have also introduced the credit system universally, so that the students have this free entry exit system. Second thing which I really love about NEP is we are focusing on multidisciplinary education now, because there is no strict line that I am this kind of student, because probably I am a student of commerce and management, but I am very much interested in geopolitics. Maybe I am very interested in studying political science. So the NEP has opened this kind of opportunity, this kind of gate for the student. So definitely NEP is a welcome step, because it has some global relevance, it has multidisciplinary education, it is focusing on flexibility. But now the problem comes as execution, the regulatory framework, because absolutely, like my previous speakers, my co-speakers, Joginder sir and Murlidhar sir also, highlighted this point that somehow we are not able to come to that point we are able to execute what we have actually planned. So I feel the policies are very good, and the policies are framed according to the global perspective, but at the same time, yes, Indian perspective, that means a kind of local perspective has to be added while executing it. So we can, we need to amplify the stories from the Indian campuses, because, locally rooted and globally capable. So how we have to implement these policies, execute these policies, the role of everyone comes in, the role of administrators, the role of teachers. Specifically, if we talk about private universities, I am sorry to say, but I see that there is lot of exploitation, there is lot of work for the faculty members, that as Murlidhar sir said, that the beaker gets empty and we do not get time to fill it again, because the teachers are so busy doing the clerical work, administrative work I won't say, I will say clerical work if I'll be harsh here, because they're so busy doing clerical work that they get time to refill themselves. One more very practical.
Dr. Aarti,
Yes.
sorry, they are doing propaganda work also, advertisement and propaganda work also. Sorry to interrupt.
Yes,
They are going into the
absolute
market.
marketing.
Sorry, I added it.
Absolutely.
That's all.
No, sir, you are absolutely right. So one very practical problem which I faced, I am telling you, when we were the students, the research culture was not this much, this much popular or very high in India, specifically in social sciences. Maybe in technical education, Joginder sir, you must have started early research and all, but in social sciences, the trend of research was not there in India until I was the student. I did my graduation in 2002 and 2004. I did my post-graduation, and I got to know about research only when I enrolled for my PhD. Before that, I did not know anything. But now we are expected to tell our undergraduate students about, how to write a research paper, how to do survey, how to collect data. So here comes a problem. Execution is the problem. So NEP is a very good step, but what I request here through this beautiful platform you have created, Mousmi ma'am, ma'am, that the policy makers must understand that only policy framing is not enough, but execution is very, very important. And for that, everybody has to, come in. Everybody has to support, whether policy makers, government administrators, and teachers, everybody have to join hands to execute these policies.
I hope all our panelists would agree to this. Running short of time, but again, I have to ask this question to Dr. Muralidhar, and I'll then go to Mr. Rohila. What about brain drain versus global exposure? Now, with nearly 1.3 million Indians abroad, but only 47,000 foreigners here, is the obsession with overseas campuses deepening brain drain, or is it part of healthy global integration? Yes, Dr. Muralidhar.
My straight answer for this can be, if this 47,000 abroad number, if it increases, if it becomes vice versa, I think there India has won the game. Because 1.3 million should be abroad people, whereas maximum this 47 should become 20,000, because they will go study and they have to come back and give that brain back to India in developing Indian scenario. Because for all these things, definitely, as Dr. Aarti was uttering and Mr. Joginder was also uttering, there is a lot of intention action gap is there, Miss Moxme. Lot of things will be planned. Today morning, they will plan so many things, because in every weekly review, now these weekly reviews have also started in academic institutions. I have seen, being in the advisory boards, I have seen many times they will come for a review. Then unfortunately or incidentally, once the review has happened, there will not be the progress review of it and a feedback, a proper feedback. I have communicated in the mail. The another problem in India is, I have sent a mail. God only knows whether your mail is opened by him or seen, and after seeing also whether he has understood in the way you want him to understand. That is another gap. As Dr. Aarti was telling, lot of intentions, and ultimately the moment it comes to action, it becomes zero. So the moment all our intentions are brought into proper execution, if execution excellence is assured, all these things, this brain drain, it will not drain. In our medical language, brain drain is happening only because of the infection. People are not able to understand whether it is obesity or inflammation.
Right, right. I think Mr. Rohila would be better able to say about it. He is a good runner. He is health conscious, and no, he would be better to give inputs on this. But yes, Mr. Rohila, how do you see this? What about brain drain versus global exposure?
Let me, let's see these numbers again from a different perspective. So, Mosmi, you said 47,000 foreigners and 1.3 of million Indians are going abroad. Let's think about the countries where we are going and from where people are coming here, right? Do we have people coming from Europe and US to our country?
Valid point.
I doubt that.
Valid point.
Very few, right? From where we are getting these people, and then brain drain. So the thing, when we want to completely shift all of this, then education system have to evolve a lot more. And when we say that, this 47,000 and this number should be reversed, then we should not definitely see that's a very basic human nature, is to evolve, to upgrade the status. I don't mean materialistically, but in all the ways we all want to evolve. So when we are here, maybe as a country, as an individual, as an educationist, we want to go here, right? And the people who are here, they wanna come here, right? Okay, so that's how it is. And see, brain drain, like I said earlier as well, people, are they just moving for jobs? Are they moving only for education, right? I doubt that. And it's more about the opportunities and growth. Again, coming to the topmost institutions of our country, why people are coming to US to job, right? I have lots of friends in my network who came abroad and countable went back to the country, right? So again, it's about the opportunities, the growth. Talented individuals will follow opportunity and growth, right? Wherever they will get more growth, they will go, right? And again, the same question which I iterated in the beginning, what after that education? Okay, so after that education, what do we all look for? The growth, the lifestyle, right? System, and standard of living. So that's something which will make people stay. So, and how does it happen? And social media and all these things, play a role. And I think most of us, not only me, we have seen the growth of social media and internet over last decade, right? I remember when I first experienced Wi-Fi in Europe. Okay, in India, we used to use the LAN system, and then I experienced Wi-Fi. So see what all these things are there, and if most of us might have traveled to developed countries, see where they are, right? And like Dr. Aarti mentioned once, people who experience 3-4 years there, it's very tough to come back and get the things done and or be living here in India. So the thing is, brain drain, to stop that, we have to improve a lot in terms of system. Okay, in terms of a bit about, I'm not complaining about our Indian society, we are wonderful in so many more ways, but the whole system should improve, right? That will help, that will help to attract the talents. Otherwise it might continue happen, because talent, they will definitely follow opportunities and growth.
So many questions now, with visa cancellations, with deportations, with interviews being paused. So the dreams of many are shattered. Perhaps if they would have studied in India, the things would have been otherwise. But again, these are questions because future is really uncertain. The way the world is moving ahead, the way no country is an ally to anyone, the way there are no friends called, and everybody is looking for opportunities and advantage, and all the countries are running on economics and business. For example, President Donald Trump is carrying, on the one hand, he's carrying the wallet and a business card, and the other hand, the weapon deal. So it is a big question to on uncertainty, because the kind of situation our students are in abroad now in Harvard, they are nowhere. They are still thinking what to do at this stage. So lastly, let us discuss now. Let us talk on this. Dr. Aarti Chopra, how do success definitions need to evolve when jobs and stability abroad are no longer guaranteed? Actually, no longer guaranteed, because many have left, many are in between what to do and what not to do. How should we redefine what success looks like? Because the people who have moved abroad, they are settled, but those who are not, they are stopped in between, they are suffering from uncertainties. Should the focus shift from brand name degrees to employability, skills, and contributions to society, whether at home or abroad? Yes, Dr. Aarti Chopra.
Definitely, yes, Mosby ma'am. The answer lies in your question only. My answer will be very crisp in this. I feel the definition of success, in my opinion, there are just two parameters. One is the skill mastery, because to become employable, skills are very, very important. Just the fancy degrees, just whatever conceptual or textbook studies you have done, without skill mastery, it is nothing. So one is you have to be master in whatever skill you are. Like Mosmi ma'am, I know you. You're such a wonderful author. You're such a wonderful speaker. So that is one skill that you carry with you, and that will never leave you unemployed throughout your life, because you have a skill. You can write well, you can speak well. So there may be various skills, as Joginder sir said, that critical thinking, problem solving. So one is skill mastery, and the second thing is social impact. Today is World Ocean Day, and few days back it was World Environment Day, and yesterday I was attending one session on one seminar on the Environment Day, and I was learning that how people are avoiding plastics now and making goods from the shell of coconut and the banana tree and everything. So I was so surprised and so fascinated to see that what kind of social impact these entrepreneurs are making. So I feel the success definition today only lies in these two words. One is your mastery in your skills, and the second is what kind of impact you're doing to the society, you're making to the society.
Wonderful. And what better, is an example with us, Mr. Rohila is here. His books clearly say how skills are more important, not the decorated degrees. Yes, Dr. Muralidhar, what do you have to say? How do success definitions need to evolve now? Because, jobs and stability abroad are really uncertain. We know it, and they are no longer guaranteed at present. The entire, world order is changing. We are seeing, so many changes, shifting, allies. So now many uncertainties. But how as Indians, we should, define success now. Yes, and how it needs to get evolved.
I say a three-lettered word, ask, ASK. One should have an attitude to contribute something to the society and for himself. One should have a skill to do that. And for having attitude, skill, they should have enough knowledge for that. This ask will solve many answers, many questions. And second important thing, the definition of success, I will name one person. I don't know how many of you heard about Bollanth Industries. Srikanth Bolla. Anybody heard about him? There is a picture also shot on this person. He is a born blind personality, differently abled personality. This person, when he applied for education institutions, higher education institutions in India, they have rejected him. And with a lot of perseverance through persuasion with the government, he has acquired a seat in Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, in Massachusetts, and from there he got postgraduated and came back to India. Do you know what is his innovation? He has gone to pharma industries. All the effluents, pharma effluents were taken, and with thus pharma effluents, he has created paints and adhesives. All the effluents, completely they were thrown actually into the gutters, into the drainage. These effluents were collected by him. Anyway, you are throwing. He gave it to me, Bolke. He has collected. From that, he has prepared paints and adhesives. Then he started giving reusable materials also. So that is what the innovation. Srikanth Bolla, he has named it as Bollanth Industries. He is the name for success and definition for success. A person who was differently abled and found that he cannot do anything. People adjudged, but he has done a lot. So the second important thing, India is trying, definitely India is trying a lot of things to do something new. But unfortunately, people out of their vested interests and internal cannibalism.
Right.
Have you ever heard about Form D? It's
Yes.
a doctorate in pharmacy. In Form D, when it is introduced a decade back, people have flown to take up that course. But unfortunately, the moment they introduce, the thing here is, they will introduce something, there will not be persuasion, and there will not be a proper infrastructure for that, but they want to introduce. They don't have proper academic orientation for Form D, and people started going to Canada, Singapore, who after doing Form D. And second thing, out of internal rivalry, they objected Form D people not to be called as doctors. Actually, it's a doctorate of pharmacy, doctorate of pharmacy, but they don't want to be called as doctors. That is what the objection came from medical fraternity, and they got deprived of. And for that matter, even physiotherapists also, MPT, BPT people, after doing 5 years course like medicine only, now the objection is coming that they should not be called as doctors. Why this sort of internal cannibalism and insecurity in people? This should become, the people should come out of this.
Right.
All
Yes,
these things.
there are lots to discuss. This discussion is endless actually, until and unless we
I'm
actually
sorry if
evolve.
I've taken a lot of time
No,
from
it's
you.
like this platform is to discuss so that we can spread an awareness. And yes, Mr. Rohila, you are there. I know your skills made you reach where you are today. But now, at the present scenario, how do success definitions need to evolve? What would you say to the present generation, the students of India? How should they see going abroad? And if they would consider India to be their, place of education, what they actually need to think about it, their plan. As you said, we need to execute, we need to have a proper plan, what more do you think about this?
Starting from the seeing the stability about education, and especially in US with visa cancellations and interviews they are being posed, I first consider and hope that this situation should not last long. That's what I believe. I think sooner or later it will be normalized soon. And moreover, see, when it comes to definition of success or the message to youth, The one thing which I have as a message to individuals also, and then we as a society as well, we must make youth ready for life, not for jobs, right? Like, Dr. Aarti also added many points here. So a holistic education system, which kind of empowering the youth with a skill development, with learning and opportunities, along with contribution to society, and on top of that, some global exposure must be there, making them future ready for the world and life. And at the end, the aspiration should have no boundaries. Okay, that's my message. And moreover, my message to every individual who is with us online, that dream the wildest possible. There is no limit. Okay, and whenever, even if there are problems, even if situation is not right, but that might be temporary. There are definitely always ups and downs in life, but yeah, if you are a dreamer, you will find a way, and universe gonna conspire definitely for you. And yeah, eventually, overall, let's build an education system. Let's, as a society, let's build that platform wherein we can help our youth to be ready for life again with an holistic approach. Not just we
Right.
need to be ready for jobs. No, jobs is just one important part of life, right? So let's make them ready for a holistic living, and make them ready for the world and the life. Yeah.
Thank you
That's-
so much, Mr. Rohila. Yes, we had a very, very wonderful discussion today, and interaction rather. Like, I hope the students and the parents do listen to all our panelists today and reconsider before planning to move abroad. Do you have a plan? Are you just moving abroad just for the sake of prestige, or do you really have a career plan with you? And as all our panelists say, why only the USA and UK? Why not look for opportunities everywhere? And with India evolving, and we are an emerging power, I think we are actually doing well. Our institutions, our educational schools, our colleges, our universities are doing wonderful. But the only question again, are these reforms enough? What more should our government do for our students, for their careers, and yes, for skill development on all? We are really rising high. MSME and SME, we all know that startup culture has come out, and this is a very positive thing for the youth today. But again, the expectations the students have that they would get when they would move out, will their expectations be fulfilled when they are in India? And what more reforms can we bring to our system? We look for the students who are ready for life. We look for a system where we prepare the present generation for life rather than just for jobs. Thank you so much, everyone. We will meet again another day with another important topic. Thank you so much. Thank you.